Alright, let's dive in. Beneath the tranquil surface of Lake Champlain, a world of secrets awaits, hidden from the casual observer. Imagine a deep cold lake stretching for miles between the mountains of New York and Vermont, a place of beauty and profound mystery. Its waters are ancient, and its depths have inspired awe and curiosity for generations. For centuries, people have told stories of something ancient and enormous living in its depths. They call it Champ. The legend has grown with every whispered tale and every unexplained sighting. Is it a relic from a bygone era, a dinosaur that survived extinction, or something unknown to science? Theories abound, but the truth remains elusive, shrouded in the lake's cold embrace. This legend has captivated generations, drawing explorers and scientists to Lake Champlain. Each year, new faces arrive, hoping to catch a glimpse of the unknown.
Things you only talk about at the back of the cave.
The story of Champ is more than a monster hunt. It's a journey into folklore, pieced together from eyewitness accounts, grainy photos, and strange sonar readings. Every clue adds another layer to the mystery. What did Native American tribes see here centuries ago? Their legends speak of powerful spirits and creatures that called these waters home. What did Samuel de Champlain describe in his journals? His words sparked imaginations and set the stage for centuries of speculation. And what are people still seeing today? Reports continue to surface, fueling the legend and keeping the mystery alive. We'll explore the history, the most compelling evidence, and hear from both believers and skeptics. Their stories and insights will help us separate fact from fiction. This is a story of adventure, mystery, and our deep connection to the unknown. It's about the thrill of discovery and the power of imagination. Even in our mapped-out world, there are still dark, unexplored corners where legends thrive. Lake Champlain is one of those rare places where the line between myth and reality blurs. So grab your gear. We're heading to the shores of Lake Champlain to examine the evidence and stare into those dark, chilly waters. The adventure begins now, and who knows what we might find beneath the surface. To truly understand the legend of Champ, you first have to understand the lake itself, its size, its history, and its secrets. Lake Champlain is a giant, stretching 125 miles long, covering over 400 square miles, and plunging more than 400 feet deep in places. It's one of the largest freshwater lakes in North America, and its sheer scale is staggering. Its vast, murky waters and complex underwater geography make it easy for something large to hide, evading both people and technology. The lake's many islands, twisting narrow channels and limited visibility create a natural cloak of invisibility, making it a perfect hiding place for any elusive creature. Thousands of years ago, Lake Champlain was actually connected to the Atlantic Ocean as the Champlain Sea, allowing marine animals to swim in freely. Some believe ancient sea creatures could have become trapped when the sea receded, providing a scientific backstory for a prehistoric survivor that might still lurk in the depths today. The lake is teeming with fish, salmon, trout, pike, and massive sturgeon, offering plenty of food for a large predator to thrive on year after year. Skeptics think sightings of giant sturgeon might explain the legend, but believers see the abundance of life as evidence that something big could survive here, hidden just out of sight. The lake isn't just a setting, it's an active participant in the story, constantly shifting with the weather and the seasons. Its untamed, unpredictable character makes the legend of Champ feel not just possible, but almost inevitable. The environment's deep history and incredible richness add credibility to the idea that something truly unusual could be living there, waiting to be discovered. It's not a small pond, it's an inland sea with secrets, mysteries, and stories that have yet to be fully told. The mystery is as much about the lake itself as it is about the creature that might call it home. Lake Champlain's depths remain largely unexplored, with vast areas that have never been fully mapped or studied, and that's exactly where legends like Champ can thrive, hidden in the unknown, waiting for the next chapter to unfold. The story of Champ goes back centuries, to the indigenous peoples who first lived along the lake. The Abenaki and Iroquois tribes spoke of a large, horned, serpent-like creature called Tadoskok. These weren't just monster tales, they were part of their cosmology, respected and sometimes feared. The native legends described a creature with a long neck and a head like a horse or serpent, strikingly similar to modern descriptions of Champ. As settlers arrived, they too reported strange encounters, and stories of a lake serpent became common gossip. Practical, hard-working people described seeing a creature of immense size, moving swiftly, its head and neck held high before slipping into the depths. By the 19th century, newspapers picked up the tales, and the legend gained wider recognition. Early articles captured the wonder and fear the creature inspired, marking Champ's transition from whispered legend to public mystery. The legend was growing, setting the stage for the famous sightings and evidence of the 20th century. Champ's story is rooted in centuries of belief and experience. The hunt was just beginning. One of the most debated pieces of the Champ puzzle involves Samuel de Champlain himself. In 1609, Champlain documented the incredible flora and fauna of the lake, including a strange creature about 20 feet long, with a body as thick as a barrel and a head like a horse. Some believe this was the first European sighting of Champ. However, Champlain described it as a species of fish, likely a large gar or sturgeon, both of which can look monstrous to the unfamiliar. Still, the head like a horse detail matches many later eyewitness accounts. Champlain's account remains fascinating but inconclusive, a historical anchor for the legend, lending it credibility and weight. Whether he saw a giant fish or the legendary monster, his journal ensured people would always wonder what lurks in these waters. In the 20th century, Champ sightings became more frequent and detailed, capturing the imagination of locals and visitors alike. As the years passed, stories of strange shapes and mysterious movements in the water began to circulate more widely, drawing attention from newspapers and radio shows. The most famous sighting occurred in 1977, when Sandra Mancy snapped a now iconic photo of a huge creature's head, neck, and back rising from the lake. Her image sparked national headlines and intense debate, with experts and skeptics alike analyzing every detail. In 1985, dozens aboard the Ethan Allen ferry watched in awe as a large multi-humped creature swam alongside the boat. Descriptions were remarkably consistent. A dark-skinned animal, 30 feet long, moving smoothly and silently through the water, leaving passengers both thrilled and unsettled. Other close encounters, like Christine and Dennis Hall's sighting in the early 1980s, described a mottled, long-necked animal turning to look at them before swimming away. Their account, like many others, was filled with emotion and vivid detail. These detailed emotional accounts convinced many researchers that something real was being seen. The passion and sincerity in witnesses' voices made it difficult to dismiss their stories as mere fantasy or misidentification. Over the years, hundreds of reports have come from fishermen, boaters, pilots, and even law enforcement. Each new account added another piece to the puzzle, fueling curiosity and debate. While any single story could be a mistake, the consistency across independent witnesses is hard to ignore. People from all walks of life with no connection to each other described seeing the same thing. Most describe a long neck, serpentine body, and smooth, non-boat-like movement. The creature's appearance and behavior remains strikingly similar across decades of reports. This pattern keeps the mystery of Champ alive, inviting new generations to wonder what might be lurking beneath the surface. The collective weight of these stories is powerful. Each retelling adds to the legend, weaving Champ deeper into the culture and folklore of the region. Champ's legend is built on generations of consistent, compelling sightings, passed down from parents to children and shared among friends and neighbors. The search continues, fueled by hope and curiosity. The mystery endures, drawing people back to the water's edge, always watching, always wondering. The Sandra Mancy photograph, taken in 1977, is the most iconic and controversial piece of Champ evidence. The image shows what appears to be the head, neck, and back of a large creature, uncannily similar to a plesiosaur. Mancy kept the photo private for years, fearing ridicule, but when it was released in 1981, it caused a sensation. Experts found no evidence of tampering. The object seemed large, solid, and interacting with the water. For a time, it was hailed as the best evidence of a lake monster anywhere. Skeptics, however, suggested it could be a log, driftwood, or even a swimming deer. Later analyses pointed out inconsistencies, suggesting the object might be much smaller and closer than believed. Despite the debate, the Mancy photo remains a powerful symbol of the Champ mystery. Sandra Mancy stood by her story until her passing. The photo's ambiguity is what makes it so captivating, just clear enough to tantalize, just fuzzy enough to defy explanation. It perfectly frames the question, what are we really looking at? The answer remains elusive. The search for Champ has gone high-tech, with researchers using sonar to probe the lake's depths. In 2003, the Faust Scientific Corporation recorded several unusual sonar contacts, including a large, moving target that appeared organic and self-propelled, much larger than any known fish. They even recorded what sounded like echolocation clicks, suggesting a sophisticated animal. Sonar evidence, however, is tricky. Schools of fish, submerged logs, or technical glitches can create false readings. Skeptics argue the sounds could be mundane, like shifting sediment or gases. Still, the findings keep the door open. In 2005, a video showed something long and dark moving below the surface. Some dismissed it, others found it compelling. These pieces of evidence add a modern scientific dimension to the legend. The search for Champ is an active investigation, blending folklore with 21st century technology. The Champ phenomenon is defined by the passionate debate between believers and skeptics. Believers include dedicated researchers, eyewitnesses, and locals who point to centuries of consistent sightings, the Mansi photo, and sonar evidence. They argue that dismissing all this as misidentification or hoaxing is improbable. Skeptics, including scientists and folklorists, propose rational explanations: misidentified sturgeon, otters, swimming deer, or even the power of suggestion. They raise tough biological questions. If a population of large reptiles lived here, why aren't there more sightings or physical evidence? The cold lake would be a challenge for cold-blooded animals, and a breeding population would require many individuals. The debate is a classic clash between compelling stories and scientific proof. Believers are fueled by experience and hope. Skeptics demand concrete evidence. Both sides make valid points. The truth, if it exists, lies somewhere between belief and skepticism. The legend endures because of this dynamic tension. In the murky waters of Lake Champlain, the mystery remains unsolved. Champ is more than a mystery, it's the heart of the Lake Champlain region. The legend is woven into local identity, celebrated in statues, murals, and business names. Champ is an unofficial mascot, bringing magic and pride to the community. Cryptotourism is big business here. Thousands visit each year, hoping for a glimpse of the creature. Festivals, museums, and souvenirs all contribute to the local economy. But Champ's importance goes deeper. It fosters a unique connection between people and their environment. The legend inspires curiosity about the lake's ecology and history, turning ordinary outings into adventures. In the 1980s, both New York and Vermont passed resolutions protecting Champ, recognizing its cultural significance. Whether or not lawmakers believe in the monster, they understand its value as heritage. Champ is a treasured natural and cultural resource. The legend unites and enriches the region. Why does the legend of Champ still fascinate us? In an age of technology, its persistence is what makes it so compelling. The story taps into our desire for mystery and wonder, reminding us the world is still wild and unpredictable. The search for Champ is a search for connection to a more ancient world, a living link to the age of dinosaurs. The possibility, however remote, of discovering a creature like Champ fuels passion and curiosity. The legend is a powerful form of storytelling, connecting generations and building community. Each new sighting and theory keeps the story alive, a living piece of folklore. Whether Champ is real or not, the quest itself matters. The search encourages curiosity, adventure, and an open mind. As long as Lake Champlain remains mysterious, people will keep searching its waters. The enduring mystery inspires us to keep exploring. The expedition is far from over.